Hi guys, it's Living Lindsay. I help you step into your dream body through living a healthier lifestyle. Today, I wanted to explore the topic of the power of taking up space when you are overweight. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this or express this is because as I have released over 100 pounds, I did a lot of self-reflection to understand how I made the progress that I did, and I realized the importance of taking up space for yourself, because I think that resilience lies in taking better care of yourself, meaning doing more things that make you genuinely feel good, but not only good, more passionate by just existing in your body. And so that could mean exploring new sports. Like for me, it was weightlifting. I was involved in swim. You could try Pilates, you could try yoga, walking, and really prioritizing these new habits for yourself that take up space to create the life that you want to live, as well as the identity of who you want to be. Because all of those simple steps that you take to create space for the life you want, for the body you want, all of those habits accumulate over time into huge differences, drastic results. I'm talking life-changing transformations. If you are overweight, it may be likely due to a lot of protection mechanisms that you may have grown up with. For example, you could have lived in a household that was emotionally abusive, or you could have experienced living with someone with special needs, or you could have experienced something when you were little that made you feel like you needed to prove yourself to feel worthy of love. And so when you think from that lens of, oh, I need to prove myself to be loved and to receive the love and to receive my needs being met, you're basically programming your mind that you have to do everything for everyone else. You have to chase everything and do everything for everyone else. And you sort of grow up overlooking yourself and your own needs because that was normalized. Those who are overweight tend to protect themselves and hide themselves in their bodies because ultimately you are afraid of being seen for your innate needs. And so I've realized that it really comes down to taking care of yourself, but also taking up the space to understand your needs, and not only understand them, but be able to witness them. And witnessing them means putting yourself in environments and healthy relationships and good experiences where you receive safety by getting your needs met. And this is such an important and pivotal realization when it comes to weight loss, because when you are in the real world and experiencing these new forms of safety that make your body feel safe, seen, supported, you feel like you are able to take up space in your own life because other people are also meeting your needs and you're reciprocating your own needs. Vice versa, when you reciprocate and understand your own needs and give to yourself, other people will also do the same. And so it's a win-win situation for weight loss because you are finally being seen for the person that you are without trying to prove that to someone else, without seeking that validation and outsourcing the validation to get your needs met versus just understanding your needs and giving it to yourself and then having that reflected on you. And this can also mean setting healthy boundaries, because when you grow up in toxic situations or toxic environments, you tend to push aside your needs for other people, and then you grow up understanding that this is the way of life and your needs aren't getting met, and you don't even know how to set boundaries for yourself. And so that is why you are outsourcing that validation to try to supplement it with your needs feeling validated. So this, in turn, could look like setting realistic boundaries of saying, oh, I actually prefer doing that. It could be as simple as, I prefer to have this for dinner tonight, or I prefer to take some space and do a self-care night for myself, or I prefer to go to bed early tonight. Thank you. I will talk to you tomorrow. Or just explaining, or not even explaining, but stating, the power of stating your boundaries easily without over-explaining. Because when we over-explain, we're trying to make up an excuse for basically why we can't get that need, you know? But when you stop explaining and you just state your preferences clearly, that is a boundary in itself. And then that gives you the self-validation that you need to take up space in your own life. And it can also be important to be a little selfish in this too, because as a society, we have been taught, and us as women have been conditioned to go the extra mile for everyone else. And it can be completely normal to be a little bit selfish. Like, in fact, you kind of have to be if you want to reach your goals, your dream body. It's okay to be selfish and take up that space to not only understand your needs, but to dictate them. For example, we don't need to respond to everything right away. You can take space in that and understand, oh, let me process that. I'll get back to you later. It could be as simple as saying, I'll get back to you later. It's so important to take space for ourselves as well, to be a little selfish in that. And also the power of recognizing when you truly need rest. This is a huge one, because a lot of the times during my weight loss journey, I have found myself outsourcing for food as a protection of safety versus acknowledging that I need rest. Like, a lot of the times when I think I am hungry, I simply need rest. And this can be so crucial in our journey to understand that, hey, we do need rest sometimes. And it's indeed okay to rest. Our brains need a little bit of relaxation every once in a while. We do not always need stimulation. For example, after I post this video, I'm probably gonna take a nap and maybe go get some steak tonight, because that's just what my body needs. And so I'm gonna do that. Taking up space in your journey and just truly understanding what you need to feel safe in your body is literally key. There is so much resilience in taking up space in your relationship with yourself. You are safe. You are held by the universe. You do not need to sacrifice your needs for safety. You do not need to outsource food to hide in your body. It is okay to be safe and seen in this lifetime. And when you truly understand that, it is a byproduct to your transformation, because it's a fact that you are seen in this world, you are held, and the universe wants to give to you when you give to you. And it can just be so powerful and just so crazy when you attune to the innate needs of your own mood, your own cycle if you're a woman, your own needs in a relationship, your own needs in how you want people to treat you, because people are auditioning for your life. And when you look at it from that lens, it doesn't become about you proving your worth to other people. It becomes about them proving themselves to be worthy enough to be in your life. And that is power for real. That is power in understanding your needs right there, because you're able to finally recognize your worthiness of being seen and held and reciprocated by the universe. When you take up space, you're likely to reduce your weight. You're likely to lose weight, because if I wasn't a little bit selfish with actually spending time on myself and working on my body in the gym, I wouldn't be where I am today. And if I wasn't a little bit selfish with my preferences on, say, eating, like especially when I was in my friend groups, if I wasn't a little bit specific for my preferences and what I wanted to eat, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am, because the power also lies in the ability to speak your mind and what's truthful on your mind, and taking up space for what your body needs in that moment. And it's just so important to realize that if you can just learn to be more aware and mindful and intuitive of this approach of saying it's okay to take up space when you're overweight. And it's funny, because when you're overweight, you actually, in a physical sense, are taking up more space. But when you take up that physical space and finally see yourself and see your needs, you're gonna take up less space in the physical world. And you're gonna shrink. Your body's gonna get shrunk, your abs are gonna show, you are going to feel so seen. Like, a lot of being obese has to do with the fear of being seen. And when you finally see your needs and you take up that space for yourself, you are going to make it so much further in reaching your health goals and your fitness goals and your weight loss goals. And it is healing. This is such a holistical approach to weight loss that I don't think a lot of people talk about today. And so just be more mindful and aware of your needs in every moment, because your presence is so powerful and you do need to take up space. It's okay to have needs, and it's just so powerful to recognize this. Because as soon as I did, I was able to lose over 100 pounds. And it was simply by taking up more space in my life to change my routine with incorporating more workouts in my daily life, with setting preferences on what I like to eat and how I like to treat my body, and setting realistic expectations for myself of getting enough sleep, getting enough rest, and also just specifying my needs on a daily basis in work environments, in my relationships, and also setting boundaries to myself, because it also has to do with yourself as well. So I think that this is a really good approach to weight loss, and this is just something that I have experienced, and I wanted to share it with you all in this world, because it's powerful. And when you recognize and see the essence of the love you have for yourself and love yourself in each present moment, you're going to not only gain wisdom and power and strength, but you will feel validated by yourself, and you will feel seen by the world, and you will ultimately turn into the dream version that you've always dreamed to be of yourself. and you will finally recognize yourself in the mirror that this is true, this is who I am, this is me, this is the real. Yeah, that will happen. That moment will happen where you're like, oh, like I know who I am, and I actually respect who I am, and that's where the resilience lives. That's where it all begins. That's when your life begins, is when you truly finally understand the power of taking up space. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and it would mean the world to me if you liked and subscribed, as I'm growing my YouTube channel to share all of the powerful knowledge that I have learned throughout my weight loss journey. And don't forget to take up some space today so that you can reduce the physical space of which you appear. And I hope you guys have a really great night. I'm gonna go make some steak and rest. All right, see you guys in the next one. Bye. Don't forget that to live is to love.